where three speakers from Fera, we've got Charles Lane, Mike Long, and Sarah Carroll, who are all going to talk to you about the Plant Health Register, which you may or may not be familiar with. But I think Charles is going to begin. Is that right, Charles?
Yeah, that's right. I just start off by sharing my screen.
Yep.
Great, thanks very much indeed. Thanks, Jazzy. So hopefully we're good to go. So I'm Charles Lane, work for Fera Science Limited, joined by Mike and Sarah who are going to be talking to you. But really this is a collaborative piece of work between myself and Cara and Mimi from the FRSB as we've been developing and taking the Plant Health Professional Register forward. I thought I'd start off with just telling you a little bit about the Professional Register. So it was established in 2018 in response to the GB strategy, and it's really about helping all of us demonstrate our ability and skills and our professionalism in plant health, but also thinking about the sort of large number of people who've recently come into the plant health agenda and are interested in developing their skills and developing their career. So really, it's run by the Royal Society of Biology, and it's underpinned from funding from Defra, and it's involved a lot of collaborative work, which is definitely much the theme of today. So who can apply? Well, it's very simple. Everybody can apply from all sectors, don't need to be from industry, academia or government. It's open to everyone. It's not based on qualifications, it's based on your competency, so what practical experience you've got of working in plant health and biosecurity. And the really nice thing about it is you can apply at 3 different levels. So if you're just starting out in the plant health, you could join as associate. If you're a little bit more experienced, you can go to register. And then finally, if you're even more experienced, you can become a senior plant health professional. But you can also move from one grade to another. So really it's about broadening your understanding of good health, about good plant health and biosecurity practice. It's not only demonstrating your commitment to that, but also to your employers as well. So there's a mutual benefit for both you and your employer. The thing that I really like about it as well, it encourages me to continue with my continual professional development, and it provides me a really good framework for actually recording that information. So I've got an annual review to make sure I'm keeping up to date. And it's really nice to get that recognition with post-nominals, letters after your name. It's really nice to be able to show to people you may have never worked with before will get an understanding that if you're a member of the Plant Health Professional Register, you've achieved a certain standard of competency in your job. I think the thing we've also come to be aware of the importance of it in your career development. We're aware that many people have come into the service recently and are interested in plant health. And the competency framework, which I'll show you, provides a bit of a roadmap on how you might broaden your knowledge. And I know even from my own personal experience, I've been working in plant health for 25 years and more. When I applied to be a plant health professional, I realized I didn't really have a great understanding of things like, say, outbreak management, contingency management. That wasn't part of my job. I actually really enjoyed learning and broadening my knowledge. I've also enjoyed the networking opportunity. It's great to be involved in events like this. It's nice to meet up with people, and it really is cross-sector. So it is that opportunity to talk to people from all walks of life. And one of the things that is going to be in the future is the register will be in the public domain. So everybody and anybody can see who are the plant health professionals within the UK, which will be a great thing to have. So the competency framework was established in 2018. It's based on the original GB strategy of 2016. It's based up into 4 competency clusters: your understanding and knowledge of plant health regulations, the roles and responsibilities in plant health concerns, your knowledge about risk-based decision-making, and again, how I talked about contingency and outbreak management. And those 4 competency clusters are broken down into 11 elements. And as you can see, for example, if we look at the second one down, demonstrate communicator of risks and plant health policy, understand roles and responsibilities for plant health within and outside your organization. This is how the system works. It escalates from associate to registered to senior. So if we look at the first one here, you've got to be able to describe the different government departments responsible for plant health and forestry in the UK. And that's really important that you are able to differentiate who you might be speaking to at the right time. As you go to registered, you'll take on more responsibility and you have a greater level of competency. And then at the senior level, you're probably really demonstrating you might be working more at a national or an international basis, working with many more partners. But what is really good, it's cumulative. So if you apply at associate level, once you've developed your skills, you can see what you might need to do to become registered. And if you're registered, you can also see what you need to do to become a senior plant health professional. So I think it does provide a really valuable roadmap on how you're going to develop your career in plant health and biosecurity. It was established, the competency framework and the register in 2018, but there's been a lot of change in the last 5 years. So we obviously got new European and UK plant health regulations. That's had a major impact about, say, plant passporting and phytosanitary certificates. There's also been the publication of the new DB strategy in 2023 that Jake talked so eloquently about. And one of the key elements of that is around training. One of the key commitments for the plant health strategy is expand the Royal Society of Biology Plant Health Professional Register to encourage greater participation across sectors. So again, this is reaching out to everyone from all sectors, regardless of your professional background. And also, we need to be aware of the fact there's been some great new initiatives by industry, such as Plant Health in the UK Biosecurity Alliance, and that has made a major change on the way we think about plant health and how we demonstrate our competency. So there's been some really good external changes. We've also, Mimi and Cara have been heavily involved in doing consultation. They've gone out, they've talked to people, they've listened, and it's really interesting to get feedback from those people who are already on the register. So there's a real enthusiasm to focus on early career professionals. We want to provide more opportunities for people to develop skills, but we also want to draw upon the expertise and the knowledge of registered and senior professionals about connecting those generations of experience and knowledge, and really trying to promote further networking opportunities. And when we think about the continuation, when we look about the RSB, it's about making it more relevant across a broader range of sectors. The initial focus was probably for government officials and plant health inspectors, but more and more people have heard of the registered and more people want to get involved. So we need to be able to adapt the register, so therefore it's appropriate for all people to apply and feel valued, but equally at the same level of competency. Some of the feedback, quite rightly, is that it's a bit too sciencey. Obviously, again, we need to broaden that out if we want to encourage people from NGOs and industry to get involved, and then we need to draw upon their experience and knowledge as well. And really about trying to simplify the process. It was created in 2018. It has 5 years of people applying and getting feedback. We've realized that it's a little bit clunky in places, and we could do a little bit more to make it a bit more streamlined and a bit more relevant and a bit more applicable. So I'm now going to hand over to my colleague, Mike Long, who is a plant health professional, just to give you a little bit of feedback about his experience. So I'll do the slides for you, Mike, if that's all right.
Thank you, Charles. Hi, yes, as Charles says, I'm Mike Long. I'm at Fera. So the benefits of the application itself include that it fills in your knowledge of plant health, which is especially good for early career professionals. But I'll let my colleague Sarah tell you more about that. I applied to be on the register because I had an ambition of being a worker in plant health, a plant pathologist, pathology worker. And so it basically put in writing that I had made it. I had a certificate that said that I was now a plant health professional. So it's a big boost, which I think can't be understated. So yeah, it's very kind of good to sort of boost your confidence and have that. And it also gives you extra letters after your name to impress your family and friends. And you get a mention in the Biologist magazine. And you become part of the whole community of plant health professionals, which we're trying to build up this community in sort of official terms. Next slide, please, Charles. So the CPD, when you are on the register, you have to do your continued professional development. And that encourages you to do extra reading and attend conferences just like this one, and volunteer for presentations. It gives you can put on a large range of different work on there. So it's not, very specific. So you can do anything from volunteer work to just reading, to writing a presentation, to supervising students, all kinds of work you can put on there. So it's very easy to get to the 50 points for the year. I'm already past 50 points, and I have until August to finish mine. So it's incredibly easy, and you can get 3 points per hour for an RSB approved event, such as this one. So it's 18 points just for attending this event. So you'll get to 50 in no time. And all you have to do is write on what you did and also give a bit of a reflection on how it helped your work and helped colleagues as well. So it only takes like 5-10 minutes a time to write this. And some of them will be picked at random to be audited every year. So you do have to complete the CPD, you're kept on your toes. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever been audited. And if you've completed it for, say, 2 years, you can move up to higher RSB member grades. So in the beginning of beginning of May, I moved up from associate member of the Royal Society of Biology to member, due to having completed the CPD. So yeah, it's very, very useful to do, and it's very good for your CV as well, and showing continued dedication to the field. Now, I'd like to pass you over to Sarah. Thank you.
Great, thanks very much, Mike. So I've really enjoyed watching Mike's career develop over the years, and I think him becoming a member of the Royal Society of Biology and associate plant health professional really has demonstrated the commitment and drive he's had in his career. So I'll just pass on to Sarah now, who's one of our bacteriologists at Fera.
Hiya. So as Charles said, I'm Sarah, and I work in the bacteriology team. So a lot of my day job is spent testing plant material to help prevent the introduction and spread of plant pathogenic bacteria. So I've been in this role for about 2 years now, following completion of a PhD in plant science. And I'm in the process of, also my plant health professionals application is in process currently, which I've applied for the registered level. So the main reason why I was interested in applying for this was to really broaden my knowledge of plant health and to really understand the context of my job a bit better, because I don't have a background in plant health or even plant pathology, so I thought this was a really good opportunity to learn a bit more. So through doing the application process, we were quite lucky in this last year that Charles sort of gathered together a group of people who were interested in applying for the scheme, and he set up workshops looking through all the different competencies to sort of just talk us through them and suggest sort of the type of skills that the assessors are looking for and types of examples to use. In actually writing the application, I went through all the competencies and sort of put in or thought of examples in my work that fitted each of the competencies, which I found useful to sort of really focus on skills, and then form these into the longer answers, sort of incorporating the background knowledge involved with each of them competencies. And I also found this was a good way to not repeat myself a lot and use the same example for a lot of the different competencies. And we also all got assigned a mentor through this process, which was really useful. So both by getting feedback from our mentors, and also just with the cohort of other people applying is really useful to sort of bounce ideas off each other. So as I was saying, my application is still in process, but I did find it quite enjoyable and actually generally quite interesting to write once I got into it. It was a bit daunting at first when you sort of look at that big list and go, where do I start? But yeah, it was really interesting to delve deeper into some of the topics. And so the main benefits I've gained from doing this, I think, as I said at the start, is that I've really improved my knowledge of the plant health system. So particularly things like the national, international levels of plant health, how all of these different bodies fit in together, what they all do, what all the acronyms stand for. So yeah, it's really good to learn, just broaden my knowledge on that, and also of how my job really fits into the wider context. So I think it's quite easy to forget when you're sort of sat in a lab a lot of the day what you're actually contributing to. But so it's really nice to sort of see that wider field and how what I'm doing in my job really sort of influences other areas of plant health. So, for example, how policy and legislation really influences both my job and also what I do influences their policy. And I think also I've gained a lot of skills, which I hope will help me to progress in my career in plant science or in plant health. So yeah, stuff like I didn't know that much about, so like disease outbreaks, things like that, which I hope having that increased knowledge will help me in the future. And also, yeah, just really nice to have that as a qualification, hopefully, which will be recognised across different plant health organisations. So yeah, overall, yeah, it's been a very enjoyable and very interesting experience so far. Thanks.
Great. Thanks very much, Sarah and Mike. Really good to hear from you. And I'm very grateful to Sarah for being one of the guinea pigs for the work that we've been doing about refreshing the competency framework. So thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Mike. So just onto there, sorry. So what we've been doing, we've been doing a refresh, as I mentioned, about those internal, external drivers. Obviously, the new competency framework is going to address the activities in the DB strategy. We want to broaden the appeal and move it to a wider group of applicants. So again, it's going to be making sure that we're moving away from just being rather government-centric to appealing to everyone and bringing on board the new information and new knowledge of things like the Plant Health Management Standard. And we're very much going to be focusing on early careers science and the next generation coming through. And I think Sarah and Mike are both real exemplars of that. And at Fera, we trialed a program of work that we brought together a group of 10 applicants. We work with them. We provide them with a training program to tell them about the different competency framework and how it works. And then we supported them by mentoring and coaching them through the application process. So actually, we've used that as a way to move forward. So from the autumn of this year, we are going to be producing online learning materials, which will be free to RSB members, which will be a short introduction by registered and senior plant health professionals about the 12 competencies that we're going to be asking you about. We'll be providing some introduction and advisory information, and there's been quite a comprehensive review and refresh of the materials and the support that we can offer you for. And that's just summarised in the next slide. So first of all, what can you do? You can find out more at the RSB website, and there's a specific website in there, and I think they will pop up in the chat. Cara has led a really good review and refresh of the application process. There's now a really comprehensive guide, which you can see in the top right-hand corner, of what you're applying for and how to apply for it. And we've got two people who really know this inside out, upside down. So Cara and Tia are here from the RSB to support you. They have a generic email address. If you've got any questions, any concerns, then just pop an email over to them. As I said, from autumn 2023, we will be offering this free training materials for anybody who is an RSB member. So there's some really simple steps you need to take. First of all, you need to join the RSB, become a member of the Royal Society of Biology. You can become an associate member. Then you can start your application and start by looking at the competency framework. So at the moment, I would advise becoming a member of the RSB. Look at the competency framework, start thinking about what might be appropriate for you, and then the free learning material will come online for all of you that are members, and you can start your process. So we're very grateful to all the people at the RSB, Cara and Mimi, and to Sarah and Mike for supporting you. So if in doubt, ask, and we're more than happy to support you and help you develop your plant health professional career.